Israelites and sold them into Egypt, man. And you had Egyptian, you had the Ptolemaic line. They were enslaving Israelites too. Because remember, we were scattered before the the situation with the Maccabees, man. So I mean, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of history, man. So read that again and keep reading.
This is the book of Acts 11:1. And the apostles and brethren that were in Judea heard that the Gentiles had also received the word of the Most High. And when Peter was come up to Jerusalem, they that were of the circumcision contended with him, saying, Thou wentest in to men uncircumcised, and didst eat with them. But Peter rehearsed the matter from the beginning, and expounded it by order unto them.
Who was these men that he went into uncircumcised and did eat with them? They were Israelites. They woke up to the fact that they were Israelites. Just like all of you, technically all of us are Gentiles on this side. Because our mothers didn't say, okay, you're an Israelite. You're the tribe of Levi. You're the tribe of this. But you got Israelites in America that said that they were Jews based on the so-called Jews. And that's why they don't go into the New Testament. So we are those Gentiles. We're Gentiles all over again, being converted to the truth.
Yeah.
What's the word convert means get. I mean con means with, and vert means to get with the truth. All right, virtue come from the word virtue, goodness, true, with truth. All right, go ahead.
It says upon the which I'm sorry. What I'm saying. It says, and Peter rehearsed the matter. This is verse 4. But Peter rehearsed the matter from the beginning and expounded it by order unto them, saying, I was in the city of Joppa praying, and in a trance I saw a vision. A certain vessel descend, as it had been a great sheet let down from heaven by four corners, and it came even to me. Upon the which, when I had fastened mine eyes, I considered and saw four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts and creeping things and fowls of the air. And I heard a voice saying unto me, Arise, Peter, slay and eat. But I said, Not so, Lord, for nothing common or unclean hath at any time entered into my mouth. But the voice answered me again from heaven, What the Most High hath cleansed, that call not thou common. Yeah, and this was done.
Yeah, if I may, I want to say those four-footed beasts, they represented the Israelites who were into those philosophies. And when the voice said to Peter, slay and eat, basically to teach them. And Peter was like, nah, I'm not teaching them. They're heathens. They're nothing but heathens. I'm not teaching them.
Because they weren't clean.
Because they weren't clean.
Excuse me. Verse 10. And this was done 3 times, and all were drawn up again into heaven. And behold, immediately there were 3 men already come unto the house where I was sent from Caesarea unto me.
Oh yeah, the brother read the 9th verse where it says, The voice answered me again, What the Most High have cleansed, that call not thou common. Because the Most High was getting ready to cleanse those Israelites that were in a Gentile state of mind.
Through the word which Peter was going to speak unto them.
Right, because Yahushua said to the 12, Now you are clean through the word I have spoken unto you. That's in John the 17th chapter, the 3rd verse. So that extended to the Israelites that were scattered among the other nations. All right, that didn't dress like the Jews, that didn't keep the same customs that they kept. The truth was now extended to them. And then just like back then,
they were uncircumcised. They were eating pork.
Yep.
They were following the feast of the Romans or the Greeks, Bacchus, and so forth, Dionysus.
Yeah, and some of them, believe it or not, some of them didn't look like your typical Israelite because they were scattered among the nations. Some of them were probably they probably looked like Edomites or Elamites or whatever nation that they were.
A lot of them looked just like Jakes.
Yep.
But they didn't look at them as Jakes, as being Jakes.
Right. You also had, that's true. And you also had ones that looked like the nations where they were scattered. And the other Jews had a problem with them. They said, no, this guy don't look like an Israelite, just like you have now, just like you have today. certain brothers are coming in by the Spirit, because the Spirit draws us into this thing. And certain brothers are coming in by the Spirit, and you got a problem with the way they look. This guy, he don't look like an Israelite. This guy's he's very light-skinned. How do we know he's an Israelite? Well, you had the same problem back then. And Peter was dropped in the thick of it, and then later Paul was dropped in the thick of it.
No, Paul wasn't dropped in the thick of it. He just dealt with it.
He did.
He just
was
dealt
right
with
up
it
at the
because because Paul took it upon himself. That's in Acts.
It
was that Acts 13:43, if I'm not mistaken, or
Come.
around there. Because he cursed Peter out. He said, "Look, it was given you, but hey, I'm going to teach."
Yeah,
these
that's
people."
right. That's right.
You know.
That's right. Hey, well, the Most High told Ananias, he said, look, go your way, because this man's a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before who? The Israelites scattered among the Gentiles. Right. And then Paul, and it was Paul and Barnabas that he cursed out the Jews. He said, look, we brought the word to you. You didn't want to accept it. Right. Well, Lord, we're going to go to the Israelite foreigners.
Right now,
Yep.
Acts chapter 13.
Come.
Acts chapter 13. Wow. I started 38. Be it known unto you, therefore, men and brethren. Come. Through this man is preached unto you the forgiveness of sins. And by him all that believe are justified from all things from which you could not be justified by the law of Moses. Beware therefore lest that come upon you which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which you shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you.
Now, I'm sorry. That actual what Paul, the statement that he made was a quote from Habakkuk. So go to Habakkuk. I believe it's Habakkuk 2. I believe is it 1 and 4? It's either 1 and 4, 1 and 5, or 2 and 5. It might be 1.
1 and 5. Yep. Habakkuk 1 and 5. Behold, you among the heathen, and regard, and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which you will not believe, though it be told you. And that was dealing with the Israelites being brought back from among the nations.
And it's not, and people don't believe it today. That's why you got guys out there saying that Cornelius is an Edomite.
Yeah.
You know, it's being told to you, but you're still not going to believe it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened back then. We're in the book of Acts all over again. Okay? These are the new Acts.
Hey, in the house of David, we told you. And you didn't want to.
Well, they didn't, but took him like 17 years to get it.
Yeah.
He didn't believe for like 15, 16, 17 years.
And the Lord worked the work in your day back then, that very day when that Cornelius thing came out. He worked the work in your day and you didn't believe it. You kicked us out of the school behind that.
And now you see it, man.
All right, Nate.
Hey, now this is come out of Paul's own mouth, right? And you're gonna continue to read out of Acts, Romans 11. Yeah, I'll start at 13. This is Paul speaking. For I speak to you Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify my office. Now, how did he become the apostle of the Gentiles? He's reading it right now in Acts 13. So who are the Gentiles right here that Paul's speaking about? He's talking about Israelite foreigners, man. Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, but now that they're coming to the fact that they're Israelites, just like we're doing today.
And if I may back up, Elder,